So what we're going to be talking about is pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, and PEMF is the key word. So if you want to Google it, just do PEMF. And here's some quotes and by a few people, but I just wanted to talk about a few. Dr. Linus Pauling, who's famous for vitamin C, he was telling people to take vitamin C way back, and boy did he get a lot of crap for that. But now they're doing vitamin C IV all the time for people, and it's really being a benefit. But Werner Heisenberg, Nobel Prize winner, electromagnetic energy is the fundamental energy on which all living organisms depend. And the other one I want to highlight is electromagnetic energy is fundamental and the foundation of biology and medicine. So there are four energies. There's probably five, but there's four energies. There's gravity, there's electromagnetic fields, and then there's, in the quantum level, there's the weak force and the great force. So it's a fundamental energy and something that we all need, and the Earth generates electromagnetic energy all the time. And if you get away from it, like the astronauts, things go a little bit awry. And of course, Tesla made a comment, and he played around with a little electromagnetic device. The only thing he made money from, by the way. So I'm from PEMF Therapy Australia. There's my that's pemf.com.au is my website, and I work out of Bandura, and I do treatments there. People come over and do treatments, and I rent systems where you can just do it in your own home, and we'll talk about how that works. Then I do system sales, service support, and I also train practitioners, and that's my goal, is to duplicate myself, because relatively speaking, still nobody knows about it. I've been doing this 6.5 years, and you know, there's a big movement these days to incorporate new technology, but still, very few people know about this. How I became involved, in 1989, I was in an accident. It was a boating accident, and I sheared my sacrum right in two. Actually, it went this way, completely out of the line. And I was on crutches for 7 months, but I ended up, long story short, I ended up 26 years, pain, stiffness. I tried all sorts of alternative therapy, never took any drugs. I'd get symptomatic relief, and but I could have gone to a chiro twice a week if he was a good one, and I got a little bit of symptomatic relief. But it just kept coming back. So then I discovered PEMF, and I did a lot of research. I was at university for 4 years as a pre-med major, so I had a lot of physics and chemistry. I decided not to go down that route, and I liked all there's lots of research behind it, and I'll show you a little bit of in a while. And I finally did research for a couple of months, got a system, 2 weeks, my chronic pain was gone. And that's 6.5 years ago. Still gone. But I'm doing it every day. And I'll tell you why in a little bit. So PEMF is backed by lots of research. Doctors are prescribing this in France, Germany, Eastern Europe, in hospitals. And Slovenia, I met a lady from Slovenia, and their social health system will pay for people to go and get PEMF therapy so they don't get sick, okay? So very, very, very proactive. Right now there's over 4,000 studies on PubMed, and I'll get into a few things about that. NASA did a 4-year study on PEMF. Their conclusion, they looked at neural growth, and they found a 250 to 400% increase in neural stem cell growth. A very famous study, it's quoted In the U.S., PEMF is FDA approved for non-union bone fractures. So people that in bad accidents, soldiers, bone shatters, there's too much space, they can't shorten it, and it never heals. With PEMF, the bone grows across the field in very short time. Also for postoperative pain and edema, it's very good for pain, reducing inflammation, urinary incontinence, and depression, anxiety. I don't have it all. Unresponsive to pharmaceuticals. I've had a lot of success with depression, anxiety, treating people with PEMF. Brain cancer, one form, and it's just recently been upgraded. Well, it's downgraded to class 2. That means you can use it for lots of different things. I told you about the NASA study, but this is a very interesting one on bones, and all osteopaths should know about this. But this is live rabbits, and what they did is the foreleg, they took and they cut a notch out of the bone, and you can see in 28 days. No, this will never heal on a rabbit. With PEMF, in 28 days, it just fills right in. So it's great for what's called osteogenesis, so bone cell growth. And we'll get into a little bit about how it works with the cells in a little bit. So what is pulsed electromagnetic field therapy? It's how it works is, so you have copper coils and that generate an electromagnetic field. Now, most people don't feel it. It's you're looking at this is a natural electromagnetic field, same as the Earth, similar to the Earth's strength. So it's very natural. And electromagnetic waves, they go through your clothing. They go through and they get every cell. So it gets your bone marrow. You know, light therapy only goes so deep. Sound therapy only goes so deep. This gets every cell, so it's very thorough. Gets your bone marrow, and it's not electrical. This is electromagnetic waves that, if you pulse them, they generate a small microcurrent. So it's not like, I don't know if you may be familiar with TENS machines where they have little electrodes and they. But it's nothing like that. And TENS machines, they only go on the surface, the electromagnetic field. There's the new system. You have a controller, you have a full body mat, you lay on the full body mat, and then we have focused pads of different sizes to focus on any problem areas. So how it works is, if you run electricity through a copper coil, it generates electromagnetic field. That's just physics 101. And as I said, electromagnetic fields go through everything. It doesn't slow down or anything. They just they go forever, actually. And if you pulse it, and that's what the P stands for, pulsed electromagnetic field therapy, if you turn it on and off, that induces what's called Faraday's law of induction, physics 101 again, and that's the same physics used in a generator to generate a current, same physics used in a pad charger to charge your battery in your mobile phone. And why do we do that? We do that because low voltage is intrinsic to any chronic disease or any injury, and as you age, your cellular voltage drops. Now this is all measurable. Nutricelli did a study in 2012. It was quite a few people, and a 65-year-old has 48% on average the voltage, cellular voltage I'm talking about, of a 25-year-old, and a 10-year-old is going to have 35% more voltage, cellular voltage, than the 25-year-old. So kids do have more energy. They have a higher cellular voltage. And voltage governs all biochemistry. It's the governing force, okay? It's your spark of life. but it's the governing force that regulates how efficient your metabolism is. All biochemistry is governed by molecules attracting or repelling. That's by a charge. So if you have a low charge, you're just like a low battery, you're not as efficient. And as you age, as I said, your cellular voltage drops. So this is a cellular charging system, and that's why it works for so many different things. Because going back to this, any chronic illness, any injury has a low voltage. Okay? Now there can be other things that you can be lacking nutritionally. You can have stress. Stress is a big one. Toxins and so on. So you can have too much or not enough of other things, especially nutritionally. But PEMF is the only thing that I know that addresses the low bioelectric potential of the body, or the low cellular charge. So how is it applied? There's a mat. You lay on a mat for usually 10 to 15 minutes. So let's say you have a bad back, like I have a bad back. So I have low voltage there, okay? Now that low voltage was draining the rest of my body. And people would tell you, pain saps your energy. That's what's going on. So we do the whole body because we want to get all systems working well. And then we use smaller pads that have copper coils in them, and then we do more of a focused charge on that problem area. But the other thing about doing the whole body is that many times where a problem manifests, there can be other problem. It can, doesn't necessarily be the source, or there's a cascading effect and affecting other systems like the brain, and then the brain throws off enzyme or hormone production and so on. So that's why you should do the whole body along with the not just focusing, because some systems just focus on the problem area. So whole body mat, I really believe is very important. Now here's one thing that happens with PEMF. So this is red blood cells before a treatment, okay? And this is after a 10-minute treatment. So the thing you notice is the red blood cells have separated, okay? So what we've done, the outer membrane of red blood cells is a negative charge. We've just charged up the body, the cells, and like charges repel, okay? So they've separated. And this is called the rouleau effect. It's very common. If two red blood cells are stuck together, you're losing membrane surface, and it reduces oxygen transfer by 29%. It sort of plateaus around 50%. But the other thing is that red blood cells in the microcapillaries can only go through single file. So if they're stuck together, you're not getting good peripheral circulation. So one of the things PEMF does is it increases circulation, more oxygen, more energy, ATP production in the mitochondria, and that's a very common benefit that's reported. This is sort of the key to what it does. Talking about cell voltage, and your cells are just like a battery. But the important thing is pH. So pH, whether you're alkaline or acidic, okay, pH and voltage are the same thing. So if we increase the voltage of the body, we increase the pH. And remember, we're getting all cells all at once. So the other side of the coin is that charge, cellular charge, lasts around 4 to 6 hours. Again, your cells are just like a battery, okay? So it's good to, that's why I recommend people, if they want to find out about this, is to rent a system. It's very easy to use. and you do a charge a couple of times a day. You keep your cellular charge up, and your battery efficiency goes up, and things happen faster. And you know, I was talking about the chart. You know, kids have a higher cellular voltage. Adults, that's sort of the an average. Now this equates to voltage equates to millivolts. Okay, so that's thousandths of a volt. So a healthy cell is around 25 millivolts. Okay, so 25 1,000ths of a volt. That's around 30 to 40 times less than the AA battery. But that is your spark of life. That's your electromotive force that drives all your metabolism. So you know, it's just all about increasing cellular charge. And some of the benefits of PEMF, the increased cellular efficiency, the cell wall of all the cells opens up, so you get better nutrients, water, oxygen absorption, and metabolic waste, carbon dioxide, and toxins can come out. We have to be very careful not to charge people too fast, because your body can only handle so many metabolic wastes at first. So you have to slowly charge the body till the organs of elimination kind of catch up with that charge, because it takes longer for an organ system to become efficient, but the cells immediately, once they get a charge, you get metabolic waste come out. But if follow the protocols, there's usually no problem. But some of the benefits: reduce pain, improve sleep, and insomnia, enhances circulation, we've gone over that, and oxygen, increase energy and vitality. The most common word people I hear that's repeated is after a treatment is people say they feel light, which is a good word. They feel lighter. It reduces swelling and inflammation. Inflammation is a low voltage area. So you increase the voltage, you increase the pH, and you go from acidic to an alkaline environment. And that's why PEMF works great for pain. It doesn't work for everybody. I don't know why, because I scratch my head. Some people for the same problem come to me, and some people get it's a range of benefits, and some people get great benefits and other people nothing. So, but there's a lot of variables in people's lives, lifestyle and nutrition. Stress is a real big one. This helps with stress, but sometimes people are so stressed that they don't want to get better. It's been proven to increase bone density. I have 2 people I've treated, postmenopausal ladies, that last year got bone density scans, and one had a 4 and one had a 7% increase in bone density. Now, it's usually 5%, 5%, 5%, drop. So again, we're increasing cellular efficiency and giving the body one of the deficits it needs to help. Faster injury, absorption of nutrients, increased ranges of motion. That's a very common one that people might notice. One of those things, first off, reducing stress and improve sports performance. Roger Federer has been doing PEMF for 25 years. Nobody really knows about that. He does it pre-match, more oxygen, more energy; post-match, quicker recovery. And the only 2 side effects are the detoxification and a little bit of dehydration. So let's just talk a little bit about electromagnetic fields. EMFs, you'll hear EMFs mentioned a lot. So those are bad electromagnetic fields, mobile phones and Wi-Fi and so on. But the Earth has two frequencies. It has the magnetic poles, okay, north and south poles, around 12 hertz. That's 12 cycles a second. It's very slow. And then there's the Schumann resonance, which is 7.83. That varies a lot. I don't know why they always say 7.83. That varies a lot. That's from lightning strikes. So every day there's 7 to 8 million lightning strikes around the world. A big lightning bolt comes down, 3 to 7 million volts, and an electromagnetic wave goes out perpendicular to that. Those waves go up to the ionosphere and they bounce back, and they just keep bouncing back. 7, 8 million times a day is around 80 to 90 times a second, okay? And this they call sort of the heartbeat, or the frequency of the Earth. And of course, brain waves are they're measurable. You have the slow delta, the deep sleep, deep meditation. If you've been doing it for years, and that's 1 to 80 hertz. But the EMFs, the bad things, electromagnetic fields, mobile phones, that's 8 billion, and now the 5G is 24 to 86 billion cycles a second. We're not used to it. And please don't ever hold your mobile phone close to your head. Just use the voice. Cordless phone is 5.8 million. Wi-Fi and so on. Oh, actually, these are billions, and Bluetooth and so on. So you can see smart meters. I have a lot of people coming to me that smart meters put in, and they become sensitive, disruptive to sleep, and so on. So one of the things that PEMF can do, because we're around the system that I use is between 0.5 and 30 to 50 hertz. Okay, so that's why I say it's natural. And one of the things that can happen is we resonate with the cells, and just like a tuning fork, if you have a tuning fork and you ring it, and the other tuning fork is just sitting there, it'll start resonating in vibration, resonance, and that's sort of what we're doing with the cells. So the low intensity PEMF is a natural and sympathetic resonant charger. There are high intensity PEMF systems, more of the Western medicine approach. Just get the big hammer out, and they can go 10 to 60,000 times stronger than the Earth's magnetic field strength. They knock out pain, but one of the guys I was talking about, Dr. James Oshman, says they just numb the neural receptors, so it's masking. It's sort of a masking agent. And PEMF doesn't treat or cure specific conditions. It just optimizes the body's bioelectric potential to function more efficiently, just increasing cellular efficiency. This squid, this is a very, very sensitive electromagnetic field sensor, and they can measure the healer's hands, okay, now with electromagnetic field, and guess what the frequency is? 7 to 8 cycles a second. But their field strength, once they turn on their healing, can increase. The frequency stays all the same. They're all 7 to 8, and they went culturally. They did healers from all over the world, all the same as the human residents. But the strength of the field can multiply up to 1,000 times. It's coming from their hands. And the system that I use is Swiss Bionic Solutions. It's a Swiss company. They've been making the same one that Sandra has. They've been making this system for 28 years, and they have their own in-house research and development and so on. It's one of the oldest manufacturers. And Wolfgang here, he got involved around 30 years ago. He had Hodgkin's lymphoma, 26-year professional bicycle rider, and 26 years, and he went through chemotherapy, which was really horrible back then, much harder than it is now, stronger. And he just happened to be at the right place at the right time. And the research started in Germany, Dr. Fischer, and he was the one that came out with the idea of using the full body map, but he was doing sleep research. But Dr. Fischer was a PhD doctor in engineering, and he just wanted to be an engineer, and Wolfgang wanted to improve and make improvements and get it out on the market, so he started his own company. That's how that all developed. So in summary, pulsed electromagnetic fields induce currents in the body just like a generator, and remember, they get every cell, so they're very thorough. And all cells have a scientifically measurable voltage just like a battery, and low voltage is associated with pain, disease, aging, and increasing the voltage increases cellular and biochemical efficiency. But it doesn't treat or heal any disorders. It just optimizes the body and gives it one of the primary potential energy to increase, again, just the efficiency of the body.